Let me point out a few important facts about today's talk. I think I have mentioned already, and all meditators still remember the Buddha's wisdom. Out of the 6 sense doors, he mentioned seeing mechanism as data madhampavasati, and seeing just be seen. Then the second one, sute sutta madhampavasati, and hearing just be hearing. But for the smell, taste, and the touch, 3 senses, he mentioned with one collective one word, mudde mudda madhampavasati. Paliwa mudde mudda madhampavasati means, and coming into contact, just be coming into contact, or by the sense of contact. And the 4th one is vinyati vinyata madhampavasati. So the 3 sense perceptions he mentioned individually, and 3 together under the title mudde mudda madhampavasati. And that is interesting. And if we think properly, the mechanism for seeing the object is reflected to the eye, just its form and the color and the rough. And the object does not come into contact. Supposing now you all are seeing me. So my body does not come into contact with the eye. Only it reflects the color and the form. And you, with the sense interpretation of the seeing arise, seeing consciousness arise. So also the sound, the voice forming like larynx or this throat does not come with your ear direct contact. Only my making a sound, speaking here vibrates, and it causes the sound waves to come into contact. So the object of the hearing and the ear does not come into direct contact. Here, the working mechanism of sense perception. By this time, our meditators are quite familiarly understood. The 6 sense organs and the 6 sense spaces, since better to call it objects. In some books, you'll find that they are all called sense objects, so it is quite confusing. So here Pali word Ejjatika and Baheda. Ejjatika means internal, Baheda means external. So these 2 ayatana means sense mechanism. Like for us to see an object, the eye is internal sense. So it should be more suitable to understand, to simplify the understanding, translated as sense base. And the Rupa Ramana, the seen object, or in common words we use sight, the sight. So the sight in the eye is the one pair for the seen consciousness to arise. So the sight is external object, the eye is internal object. So both are object. So it is, as I just now said, to simplify and to make it easy understanding, the internal sense object or organ should be done as sense base, and the external sense, corresponding sense, as object. So sense object and sense base. The eye and the sight, one pair. Then the ear and the sound, the nose and the smell, the mouth, the tongue and the taste, the body and the touch, and the mind and the mental object. So there are 6 pairs. So 6 internal base and 6 external objects. Correspondingly, they come into contact at the way. So here, they come into contact, as just now I have explained, the sight seen and the sound heard and the mental objects that are cognized. They don't come direct contact. So that's why these 3 is individually mentioned separately by the Lord Buddha as Daithi, Daita, Madambhavai and seeing, just be seen. Sute, Sutta, Madambhavai and hearing, just be hearing. Vinyate, Vinyata, Madambhavai and cognizing, just be cognized. So these 3, that because the object and the sense base, it does not come into direct contact. Whereas 3 other senses, 3 pairs, the sound, the odor, the smell or the odor scented, the taste and the tongue, and the body and the tactile object. These 3, as we have, I hope you all remember the mechanism I have already explained many times. Like for the smelling consciousness to arise, meaning to get the smell in simple term, is technically we call smelling consciousness to arise. The scent or the smelling object and the nose sensitivity must come direct contact. Like supposing while here we get the smell of a flower, means the flower smell is carried by the wind. That's why one factor needed in smelling consciousness to arise is this wind element, water. Water means wind element. So wind must carry the smell, bearing pollens, and directly come into nasal sensitivity. Direct contact only, then smelling consciousness arise. So also for the tasting consciousness arise, when we eat, when we chew, and the mouth we have saliva, or the food we have mixed with soup water. Soup water is a vehicle that dissolve the essence of the taste that come in direct contact with the tongue sensitivity. So here too, the sense object and the sense base that come direct contact, and the smelling consciousness to arise to direct contact. So also body consciousness or tactile consciousness. Tactile object like the texture of your clothing, you feel whether your clothing is smooth or rough by body sensitivity, because it is in direct contact. So body consciousness can arise only at the direct contact. So these 3 senses, they can arise only when there is direct contact of the sense object and the sense base. And this, what is Buddha has described as mukti, mutta, madambhavai. The 3 pairs of sense mechanisms are collectively explained as mukti, mutta, madambhavai. The second important point I want to draw your attention on this talk is about this Mahathera. As you all remember, Mahathera is, in Pali we call Tipitaka. Tipitaka means he's the master of all the 3 divisions of Buddha's teaching, which we call Tipitaka. Tip means 3, Tipitaka means the 3 divisions of Buddha's teaching. He's in modern times we may call it an expert or a specialist or a professor. Because Tipitaka means he mastered all the Buddha's Dharma. But he's still a worldly being and a spiritual attainment, or he's lacking in practice. So this points out the importance importance of practical or the practice of meditation. Though one understands, the other day asked, if a person understands the anatta or any dharma, will it be, his rebirth will be exhausted? Meaning, will that person attain enlightenment? So that's why I answered the other day that one should realize by one's own personal intuitive insight. Then only the Dhamma is fruitful in attainment of this spiritual progress. So this is another, but that's why Buddha, to remind this Mahathera, he said, though you are teaching and you are master of the Dhamma, you never apply in practical daily life. So it is useless for you all. So make to subdue the conceit or the pride of the Mahathera. So that points out to the importance of not only knowing the Dhamma, as we know, we must be able to apply in the practical meditation also.